Hello, party people. Mic check. How's it going, everybody? Today we are talking about the moon transits. This is a topic that I have been meaning to talk with y'all about more. Recently, the moon actually transited the North Node, also known as Rahu, and that's in Gemini, in case you don't know. Welcome, welcome. So, today I just wanted to hold a little space and talk about moon transits real quick. I'll be doing this live. I'm going to give a minute for people to hop in. What's up, me man? How's it going, girl? How's life for you? I saw your comment. Have you been like commenting and then deleting your comment? Because I was like, what happened to that post? You said life has been a dream. Good for you, girl. Tell me more. Tell us what that astrological connection was again, because I'm super interested in hearing more about it. But yeah, so we're talking about moon transits specifically today. And if you have some moon transits that you would like to discuss with the community, this is a good time to drop them in the chat box. So basically, the moon just conjuncted Rahu, right? And the moon at any given point in time is going to be the point in which you personally experience emotion, because the moon is a constant embodiment of energy. It rules everything in the tangible dimension. It rules all tides, all waters. The body is mostly water, you dig? So with that said, the moon at any given point in time, since she actually influences the gravitational pull on our planet and therefore our tides, crazy sauce, right? How could she not, from one very logical vein or river of thought as it may be, also therefore influence our bodies, as we again are mostly water? The logic is sound, the rhyme is present. So with that said, the moon at any given point, kids, is going to determine your emotion. I shouldn't say determine, it'll influence. It'll influence your emotion, your energetic state, your embodiment, etc., etc. And this is because the moon in astrology rules embodiment. So that's a very ancient concept. It's a concept that a lot of people actually don't even know in astrology, because it's honestly been a lot of it forgotten, which is a darn shame if you ask you, me, good astrologers out there. Because the body in Vedic astrology, which is by some people's standards the oldest form of largely established astrology, though we know that astrology predates even that incarnation, right? But also Hellenistic astrology, which is what others will say is the oldest form, quote unquote, air quotes, of astrology. I air quote because we have archaeological evidence across Earth's surface and all latitudes, right? That like people throughout the age of time have been marking our planet in alignment with other planets and stars. And so there's like pyramids aligned to star clusters and so forth and so on, right? You have just many different, you can look into that yourself if you want to see more correspondences. Stonehenge and the solstice, I mean, everything. It's so connected. So if these ancient structures, riddle me this, we're going on a tangent because it's moon day, y'all. We could just flow like the water, But it's not a tangent because the moon rules all embodiment, and therefore it's very appropriate, actually, that we're discussing earthly matters. But like, think about it in these terms. If the moon rules earthly matters and the moon has a change in every day because she's constantly growing or waxing, okay, or waning or diminishing, aka, then how could you not see that very influence on Earth? So throughout ancient times, people have paid attention to lunar cycles in the context of what is growing in their lives. Magic, in the way that it used to be, was a lot more integrated than it is today. Today it's a joke that we put on TV shows, and it's something we make Sabrina the Teenage Witch about. But magic is not something that we necessarily, as a larger culture, integrate, at least knowingly. And I'll say knowingly as a big caveat, because money, so forth, all these things that right in front of us in our bureaucratic system, right, of government, all of those players are also magicians, and they very well know it. So that to say that we practice magic whether or not we know it, and the ancient ones knew it. Have you ever heard of druids? Have you ever heard of people who could do incredible things? Well, who's to say none of that was real? If you go back into the ancient ways, everything is energy, and you hear this in our philosophical spiritual teachers and the lore they've left us. Even Einstein at a physics level proved that energy is everything, all is energy. Yeah, it goes along with so many different thinkers. If you think about Nikola Tesla, who's tapping into the ionosphere or whatever of perpetual lightning around the earth in order to develop a free energy source. All these different people, they're proving at different levels, all the way through like Thoth and other spiritual teachers, chakra healers today, Reiki healers. Everybody's saying the same thing. Everything is energy. So then how do we relate that to the moon? Well, the moon is the omen of energy. The moon is the planetary embodiment of what energy is, because the moon rules all waters and all tides. Now, water is the most beautiful fluid, no pun intended, but it's just there, so you might as well giggle, Gucci goo, take a giggle. But for real, water is like the most fluid representation of energy, because it is energy. Energy is always in motion. I mean, it stagnates, but even when it's in stagnation, one of the things that Einstein proved is that even tables, something like stable solid, quote unquote, by otherwise physics standards, right? A stable solid vibrates at a molecular level. So you can't, say that nothing is completely stationary at least at that scale, right? At least at that scale. So with that said, the moon rules all of that. It rules the fluctuations of that. It rules the growth and the diminishment. At the very basic level, the growth and the diminishment constitute the majority of what astrology embodies. Yo, that's a deep statement, and I'm just going to leave it at that and move on because I don't have time to go into it. Astrology school is enrolling for 3 more days. Link to enroll thyself down below. If you're into that, we should schedule a talk and discuss how that can align for you. So it's amazing. The people in the container are amazing, and we just learned the planets is really deep, and you can learn more about it if it's aligned for you down below. So anyway, though, the moon totally embodies all of this. That is the growth and the diminishment, right, of any given thing at any given moment. It's the planetary embodiment. You understand? The moon is the planetary embodiment of embodiment. So when she waxes, so does the energy. When she wanes, so does the energy. And when she is in a hard aspect, aka a square or an opposition, guess what? The energy is like too, because it's like, oh my God, what's this energy that's so contentious or disharmonious or aggressive or whatever that kind of dissonant factor is, right? That square and that opposition, they create that sort of tension, for lack of a better word. And on the flip side, when she, being the ultimate moon, of course, our moon, mother moon here on Earth, when she, my cat is like rubbing up against my internet. It's really funny. But when she is in a harmonious aspect, like a sextile or a trine, then the energy is right. The vibe is right. The vibe is easy. The vibe is smooth. It's like just easy. It's fun, or it's just pleasant, or it's enjoyable, or, it's just positive. So this is why the moon transit has such a big influence. I just broke stuff down for you at like a deep level, right? Think about it. And so, today the moon, as I said, is finishing its transit into Gemini, and it will be entering Cancer. So the moon is entering Cancer. It's at home over the next couple days. If you are an astrology student, which, if you're watching this video, you would be wise to observe yourself and your energy over the next couple days. Observe yourself and how you respond to what's going on around you. Now I'm going to tell you the shadows of this energy. The shadows of this energy could be like super emotional, super like, oh, I'm just all henny penny, the sky is falling, like all super like dramatic, like, oh my God, I'm so worried, yada yada, right? And or emotionally like thrashing, like super emotionally, just like kind of pissy or whatever, or like just being like mean and kind of like whatever, prissy or something. That could be like a low vibe Cancer moon energy. Another low vibe energy could be, what was it now? Cancer, right? So yeah, Cancer could be like, you could be emotionally like manipulative. You could also be like emotionally resentful, like having like a bad grudge energy and being really stinky, like with your attitude, just like, ugh, what a stinky attitude. That could be like a low vibe Cancer, like, oh my God, like you need to go cleanse, like you need to go shake it off. And the high vibe of this energy, and also how you can work with it if you find yourself in one of those sorts of situations, all you do is you go and channel the high vibe of Cancer, which is the purification. High vibe Cancer is super spiritual. So you go and you spiritualize, and you go and you meditate, you go and you pray, you go and you do your ritual, you go to the water's edge, you take a nice shower, you take a nice bath, you go and drink yourself some nice water. You do yourself a water ritual, like write yourself something in the intention on a piece of paper and put it in a pool of water and let it do its thing. Because that's deep. I already told y'all earlier why water's so deep. It's deep. Who's tuning in right now? Let me know. I'm also saying out here that you should be paying attention to your vibe, like your general vibe, because Cancer is fluctuating, and you'll notice this over the next couple days. You, as your emotional vibe, you will fluctuate. And then after that, the moon will 2.5 days later, real quick, go straight into Leo, the fourth sign, the fifth sign, instead of Cancer. So that's going to be a different vibe yet. That's going to find yourself in a fun place, in a spirited place, in a passionate place, in a fiery place, in a creative, bold, expressive, even romantic, if you're in that vibe kind of place. And so, I'm just telling you, as astrology students out there, observe. That's your number one skill as an astrologer, is observation. And if you want to become a badass astrologer, astrology school is still enrolling for only a few more days, and then I have to seal it off for the remainder of this 6-month amazing program, where you yourself can become an astrologer, professional or just applied in your life, right? And link to do so is down below. 3 hours every Sunday, live interactive coaching and a presentation. Super dope. But that's what we're doing out here, kids. We learn in the moon. We learn in the planets every day. You never stop. I don't care who you are. I don't care. If you're an astrologer, you are an astrologer for life. You will never stop learning, ever. Because true astrologers, the thing that makes us good astrologers is that we are perpetually inquisitive. We always want to know, but what about that? That's like literally what leads you into years and years and years of study is, but what about that? But what about that? Oh, I saw this, but what about that? And it's like this wormhole. It's Alice in Wonderland, and it will never end. This is something I can assure you. If you have been bitten by that, if you've caught in that astrology wavelength, it's going to carry you through life. And so I really love providing, I love being along for people on their journeys at that. It's been so inspiring to hear back from different students and just like how this stuff impacts their worldview and experience and navigation in the world. It's like so deeply inspiring to me. And so it's a great honor to do that. And, I'm just going to conclude with some thoughts on the moon. If you are tuning in live, you can feel free to put a comment in the Q&A asking me to tune into a specific thing related to the moon. If you have a moon related question, let me know down below. Got to get going, things to do. But, the moon is all the embodiment, y'all. And the concluding thoughts being, anytime that she transits anywhere, she's an embodiment of your embodiment. And I explained a lot about the energy of that and how that relates at a smaller level in the earlier part of this video that you can always go back and watch. What's up? Loose Boop Stars! Loving some extra Mayora. Wizdom Dropz. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. Yeah, let me know if you have moon questions, y'all. Anybody with the moon questions. Last call for astrological moon questions. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're doing astrological moon questions. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for tuning in. And y'all are amazing. Unless I get any more moon questions, we're gonna bounce. Yeah, love you too. All right, peace. With that said, through next time. Until next time, may the stars be with you.